Hello Plant Tribe, welcome back. So if you've watched my most recent video that I posted earlier today, you'll know that I am here to repot this beautiful plant next to me. I don't like to repot plants at this time of year. However, I'm gonna post a picture here or here, over here, of what is currently trying to grow out of the bottom of this pot. So I'm gonna take it out of the pot and get it in some new soil in a bigger pot, because I have a feeling that it might be growing some big roots down there, and yeah, and it's really gross. So I have my gloves because I don't know what it is and I'm scared. All right, guys, I also have a few questions, so I'm just going to do a little chit chat and I'm going to answer some questions, and yeah, just going to be, you know, me repotting a creepy, gross plant, and hopefully there's nothing really disgusting in there. All right, so if that sounds like something you want to watch, stick around. Gotta wet my whistle a little. So as I said, we're gonna repot this guy. Again, I really don't like to do it this time of year, but I can see roots along the top here that are pushing against the edge, and I just think it's time, especially considering what's trying to grow to the bottom of the pot. So I'm going to set her aside for the moment. I have my orchid bark here and my soil. So this soil is soil that I mixed previously, but I had to wait until I got some more orchid bark, so it's chunkier. So there is a lot of perlite in here. There's a little bit of sphagnum moss in here, and sphagnum moss, peat moss? I don't remember. Sphagnum moss, no, it's sphagnum moss. Okay, so I am going to put some of this bark in here just so it is chunkier and drains a little better. So let's go ahead and do that first. So I really like this mix. I do find some of the pieces a little bit big. However, it does have charcoal in there. It's got the bark. It has perlite. See if I can give you a shot of kind of what that looks like. So there is little bits and pieces. Not that you can see any of it. There you go. Okay. So I'm going to go ahead and give that a mix. So I figured while I did this, rather than just sit here and watch me repot a plant, that I would answer some questions or just talk about some stuff or whatever. Okay. Whew. Let's get rid of that. So, I've got a little notepad here with everything written down. So the first question I had was from my friends Bryce and Christian at House of Monstera, and they said, I should put my glasses on, right? How did you get into this plant craze times 1 million so quickly? You know what? Like, again, I've always really liked plants, indoor and outdoor. I love outdoor gardening, and I like indoor gardening, especially when you have something green inside in the winter. I think it's nice to have some fresh greenery inside the house, and it makes things not so dull and dreary. You know, you can look outside, and as I'm doing right now, and it's gray and it's overcast and it's cold and all the leaves are gone, and you know, that can be kind of like a downer and a little depressing. So I love the fact that, you know, having plants in the house, you know, well, for me at least, it really like lifts my spirits, and it gives me something, I don't know, that feels like spring and summer to have inside all year. So I really like that. So I guess kind of to answer your question, you guys are a major part of that, because if it wasn't for you guys and your crazy amazing plants, I probably wouldn't have been quite as crazy or obsessed as I am right now. If any of you have been following me for a while, you know that I am a huge fan of the guys at House of Monstera. Their plants are amazing. This actual plant in particular is one of the very first plants, if not the very first plant. I believe this one and my Forgetii were the first plants that I purchased from House of Monstera. And that did it for me. I was obsessed after that. I every time they did a restock, I was like all over that. Like I would wait, because they always post the restocks on a Friday at 6 o'clock. So I'd sit there and I'd wait and I'd wait, and then 6 o'clock would hit and I'm refreshing the page, and then my mind falls out. Just a bad scene all around. Okay, I'm gonna put my gloves on, because we don't know what's in here. Takes me a minute. Oh, I should probably take my rings off. Anyway, I just like having plants in the house. And I have a family, fortunately, who really, really, really supports me. Sometimes enables me. But that's okay. Alright. I'm a little nervous. Okay. The next question is from my girl, Elle. I love you. Elle asked me a couple questions, actually, so I will sporadically answer them. Oh my goodness, roots. Wow. Wow. Can you guys see that? There's one there. They're all over the place. Wow. Okay. She's a happy lady. Okay, so Elle asked me, what is your least favorite plant? Now, in my Q&A video, I kind of touched on this. It hasn't really changed. And again, I'm sorry for all of those of you who love these plants, but I am not a super fan of peperomia. Now don't get me wrong, there are some peperomias that I do like. I do have a watermelon peperomia, which I love. And I have, I think it's called like a burgundy ripple or ruby ripple or something, and that one's okay. And then I have my peperomia prostrata, my little string of turtles, because it's adorable. And I know they come in some, like, I like big plants. This is true. This is why I have this shirt. I like big plants. And I cannot lie. Now the song's in my head. Y'all are singing it too. Okay, anyway. And, you know, I don't know. They're just not my jam. I'm sorry. Okay. Oh boy. Now, I am hardly touching this stem. And I think what I need to do is actually loosen up the dirt soil around the sides. Yeah, hold on a second. I need a spoon. Okay. I'm just going to gently loosen up. You can see that there. I'm just kind of running before I make a mess. Such a klutz. So I'm just gently running the spoon down along the sides, really trying to be gentle and careful because I know there are some crazy, oh yeah, and see I hit some. Look at this. No! This is why. Oh my God, I feel so bad right now. Now I'm even more scared. Okay. And there's another root right here. So I'm gonna pay it. Oh my goodness. Wow. Wow. Oh man, this is making me super nervous. This thing is root bound. Okay, I was not expecting this. I was not prepared for this. Legit, guys, there is roots. Oh my Lord. Hold on. Holy. Okay, I'm gonna see if I can get this up close so you guys can see what I'm looking at here. Oh my God, and there's just more and more and more. God, I feel so bad for cutting that root. Okay, I don't know if you can see them all. You'll definitely be able to see them all when I pull it out of the pot, but if you can see all the way around the outside there, you probably can't. They are just curled up around. Plant people problems, am I right? Okay, this is scaring me now to do that, so I'm gonna try to gently, very, very gently you have no idea how badly I'm losing it right now. I can't run it down the side without hitting roots. And I really don't want to cut another root. Okay. You know what? I think with stuff like this, it's just like slow and steady, right? Oh. Oh, honey, I'm so sorry. Oh. And they tend to latch onto the terracotta a little bit, so. Okay, so while I gently do this. Oh, you're gonna hate me. I'm so sorry. Wow. I'm gonna answer another question. So, my darling friend Paula, who's a total smart Fanny. Fanny was just for you ladies. You know who you are. Okay, so she says, are you in withdrawal now that House of Monstera isn't shipping anymore for the season? Yeah. Yeah, I am. Oh, come on. We're making progress. This is horrifying. I feel like whatever this, oh, you know what? That's definitely a root in the bottom then. Wow. Wait till you see this. Anyways, yeah, I definitely am a little withdrawally because of that. However, it really does give me time to focus on the plants that I have. Now, that doesn't mean that I can't still buy plants. I know the guys are refocusing their energy to getting things ready for the spring. But there are some other places that ship throughout the winter. Oh, we've reached the bottom. Okay. Oh, lady. Oh! Okay, wait. Oh, so this is what was growing out of the bottom. It was a root pushing. Oh my word. Hold on, I gotta try to detach it. So back in the beginnings, I used to put these little pieces of nylon on the bottom of the hole so that the soil didn't come out the bottom. So what must have happened is a root grabbed on and was pushing it out and coming out around the sides of it. So what I was seeing and what we were all seeing was this stretched out piece of nylon with roots trying to escape. Mystery solved. Oh my God. Okay, so here is what we've got. I've managed not to break anything else, but wow. The roots look really good, which is great. They're nice and white, and they're nice and stiff. They're not soggy. This one I think was stuck in the nylon, so that one's a little gross. Hold on. Oh, there we go. Okay, but she looks good. She looks good, and these were all, you can see how they're all circular here. They were actually wrapped right around the side of the pot. So this I'm really glad that I ended up noticing that on the bottom of the pot and that we got her out, because by the spring this might have been really bad. Okay. I think I'm gonna put a little bit more in there. I'm gonna use some of this original soil because it's still good. It also has my predatory mites in it, so I want to try to use as much of that as I can. Okay. Now, you know what I'm gonna do? I'm just gonna mix the two together. Right, yes. Sorry, can you tell this is the first time I've done this? I can't concentrate on two things at once, especially when it comes to this stuff. So another question, Goramit says, I can't seem to get rid of these spider mites on my Makoyana. Any tips? Spider mites are the devil. I think, I mean, there's a lot of different ways that you can go about treating any kind of spider mite infestation. There are a few different kinds of spider mites. There are ones with, they have like dots, like 2 dots on the back of them, and they are a little bit harder to get rid of. So if you happen to have like a magnifying glass or anything like that, you can take a look, kind of see what you're dealing with. If you happen to have those, then you are in for a little bit more of a challenge. But my recommendations for spider mites, humidity, moisture, especially because it's a calathea anyways, you shouldn't have an issue cranking up some humidity. I have used a couple different things to get rid of spider mites when I've had them. Actually, my ZZ plant got spider mites. Azizi, which I got rid of. And then one of my Pileas actually got spider mites as well. And we've nipped those both in the bud, which I'm super psyched about because those were actually the first times that I ever had spider mites. And I heard they were like super difficult to get rid of. So of course I lost my ever-loving mind when I first saw them because I was like, well, this is it. These plants are toast. So the thing that you want to watch for if you're going to use any, like we'll call them chemicals or any treatments for them. So spider mites are arachnids. They're not actually insects. So if you're going to find something for treating them, like as a spray or whatever, don't look for insecticide because they're not insects, and most of them, unless they specifically state it, won't affect the spider mites. So you're just wasting your money. There are miticides. You can find those in garden centers and that kind of thing. I think there's a couple on Amazon. I'll link those down below. I used, a combination of two things actually. So first I sprayed my plants with horticultural spray, which did state that it was helpful in getting rid of spider mites. You want to make sure that, okay, let's start from the beginning. So the first thing you're going to do when you see a spider mite infestation is you want to cut off all of the really badly infected leaves or parts of the plant. They're not going to heal themselves. You're best just to get rid of the leaf. That way you're sure to get rid of all of the mites that are on that particular leaf or that particular part of the plant. I'm going to be loud here for a second, sorry. Just making sure that all the soil settles around these crazy roots. Okay. Sorry. So the next thing that I would do is wash the plant thoroughly. A good thing for spider mites is a good sharp spray of a hose. Now, Macayanas are fairly sturdy. Like, I'm not talking go out and grab your like power washer from the garage that you use to wash a car, because you won't have a plant left when you're done. I'm just joking, you guys know that. But just like if you have like a sprayer on your sink or in your shower, take them in and give them a good rinse. Spider mites don't do humidity and like lots of water. They don't like it. They prefer dry climates and areas where they hang out. I feel like it's crooked. Is it crooked? Oh. Anyway, yeah, so spray it really well with water. Try to knock off as many as you can. And then I would treat it with whatever your choice of your miticide, your neem oil works, horticultural sprays or horticultural oil work as well. So what I did, actually I did one with one way and one with another. So with my ZZ plant, I used the horticultural spray or the oil. So that was mixed with water and a tiny bit of dish soap just to break up the oil in the water. And that worked on my ZZ. It was great. For my Pilea, I used predatory mites. And these predatory mites that I use are great against thrips, mealybugs, and spider mites. I'm actually working on, it's just taking me a little while to put it all together and get all the stuff together and photos and stuff that I need and videos and whatever. But if you've watched my channel for a while, you know that a while back I bought some predatory mites, which I like to call my little plant assassins, because they work when I'm not here. They work when I'm not paying attention to my plants. They just work for me and I don't have to do anything. So I release them on my plants and they are phenomenal. I rarely see a fungus gnat anymore, ever. It's very, very rare that I see one, which is great, let me tell you, because if you are a plant person, a plant collector, and you have any more than like 10 plants or so, even if you have a couple, you know that fungus gnats can be a pain in the backside. These work. People have asked me about them constantly, and I will tell you a million times I would recommend them over and over and over again. Those I will also link below because I really do feel like everybody needs to try these. So anyway, I don't want to get too much into detail and kind of, you know, blow that video. So I am filling up the soil a little bit higher than I normally would, but once I water this, the soil will settle, as you guys know, and so the top and the crown of the plant won't be as buried as it is right now. Because most aroids don't like to be planted up too high. You don't want to plant them right up the stem. So I'll give you a shot after of what that looks like, but for now, oh boy. Okay. Oh, I'm making a super mess. Anyway, yeah, for spider mites, your best thing is to follow those steps. But there's something to be said about being on top of your plants. I mean, we all lead busy lives. I can definitely relate to that. I have a full-time Monday to Friday, 8 to 5, 6-ish job. I have 3 kids, a grandson, a fiance, a cat, a dog, a YouTube channel, and 220 houseplants. So if I can do it, you can do it. I'm totally kidding. Everybody has different lifestyles and whatever. But I have kind of worked my plant care routine into my schedule. So I get up in the morning and I turn on all of my lights, and I've been asked this before, so I'll tell you here now. So I get asked a lot, like, how long do you leave your grow lights on for? So I turn them on when I get up in the morning, usually about 6 o'clock. So I'll put my coffee on, and then while I'm waiting for the coffee to brew, I go around and I turn on all of my lights. Someday I'll do like a video of like what my routine is, like on a weekday, and then what my routine is on a weekend. I think that'd be kind of fun. Would you guys like to see that? Would you watch it? Let me know in the comments if you'd watch that, and I'll do it. Anyways, and then, so I go around, turn on the lights, and then I'll take a quick peek at all of my plants. I kind of flip some of them over, not all of them, just ones that I have noticed anything previously on, just kind of take a good look at everything and see if there's anything that kind of jumps out at me. Not literally, because that would be horrifying. And then I do the same thing when I get home from work. I'll usually come home, unwind, pour myself, unwind. It doesn't matter. Anyway, come home, unwind, I'll pour myself a glass of wine, and then I just kind of walk around, see how everything's doing. I have a whole bunch of plants right now that are throwing out leaves like crazy, so I kind of like to see the growth change from the beginning of the day to the end of the day. And I know that sounds crazy because you're like, Nikki, they can't grow that fast. Oh, they do. Oh, they do. It's insane. Anyways, I'm totally rambling. So it's really good to keep tabs on your plant. Get to know your plants, check the backs of the leaves, check the stems. It's really good to actually get, if you have like a little flashlight or even the light on your phone, some of these pests are extremely hard to see, especially when you're dealing with things like spider mites and thrips, which I have been battling for the last few months, and I am very happy to let you know that I am pretty sure that I have nipped these suckers in the bud. I keep looking and I haven't found any. They are the worst. I honestly will take mealybugs, maybe even spider mites, I don't know, over thrips any day of the week. The biggest thing with thrips is that they can fly. So that right there is the biggest issue. Fungus gnats can fly also. Fungus gnats, unless it is a crazy, ridiculous infestation, can't affect your plants much. You know what I mean? They can gnaw on the roots, maybe in their like larval stage and stuff like that, or their, I don't even know what you call those stages. Anyways, but thrips fly. So they can very easily and very quickly go from plant to plant. And I will tell you right now, it takes 24 hours or less for them to damage a plant, actually probably a lot less than that, to damage a plant to the point where it's noticeable to the human eye. Yeah, so they are a pain in the rear end. I don't even remember how that got started. Was I talking about the spider mites? Oh, and I was talking about my predatory mites. Anyway, so watch for that video because that one's definitely coming. I super got rambly. This plant has been planted for a while. Do I want to touch on any other questions? Do you remember the first plant that you got, that got you into plants? Do you still have it? I don't have it still. I've been into plants for quite some time, not to this extreme. It only got to this extreme when I realized that it was socially acceptable and that there are actually other people that do this. And I was like, oh, that just gives me the green light. So then I just went crazy from there. What else? Do I have any other hobbies apart from house plant collecting? Also, I love you. Aw, thank you. I love you too. You're just the sweetest thing ever. You know what? I am so busy with everything that I have going on right now. I don't really have time for any other hobbies. I really enjoy houseplants. I like propagating houseplants. I like the challenge of getting these more rare varieties or more uncommon varieties, and you know, getting them to grow and thrive. And you know, my family will tell you when I see one of my more difficult plants with say like a new leaf coming out, I lose it. As a matter of fact, my Queen Anthurium, which I've had for a couple months now, is finally pushing out a new leaf, and I lost my marbles. I was so excited. So that's basically my hobbies. I used to do photography. I used to do like engagements and just like on the side, engagements and children and weddings and stuff like that. But then I just got to the point where it was taking up too much of my extra time doing that. So I've kind of put that on the sideline. I still really enjoy photography, but I don't do it as a side business kind of thing any longer. I also enjoy like arts and crafts. I say arts and crafts, not like, you know, arts and not like pipe cleaners and pom-poms. I enjoy painting. I actually used to own my own craft business when I was about 20, if you can believe it. We used to have, my friend and I growing up, we created the business together, and we used to sell our handmade folk art and tool painting and just like wooden items that were really big back in the 90s. And we used to sell them through craft stores on consignment and do like little craft shows and stuff like that. So yeah, that's pretty much it, I think. Yeah. And I've been rambling on long enough. This pot has been sitting here going, this plant just wants me to stop talking, give it a little bit of water, and put it back under the grow light. Oh, grow lights. I didn't even finish telling you about that. Oh my gosh. See, I'm like squirrel. I get talking about plants and my brain falls out. So my grow lights, turn them on in the morning at 6 o'clock. And when I go to bed at night, I turn them off. So that's usually between 10 and 11, sometimes earlier, sometimes later. But usually what I recommend is at least 12 hours of light for your plant. If you can kind of manage between 12 and 16 to 18 hours, 12 to 18 would be ideal. You know, when you consider the sunlight is your plant's food. So the longer you can give them that food that they need, the better. A lot of people refer to like fertilizer as their food, and actually I was listening to Bloom and Grow Radio, and I'm trying to remember who it was or which episode it was, and it's not coming to me, but I thought it was a very good way to put it. So when you consider the fact that the light is the plant's food, and fertilizer, which we actually call plant food, is not at all plant food. Think of fertilizer as like a vitamin. So if you're talking about like relating it to people, so food obviously would be our fuel and our food that makes us grow and keeps us going. And our vitamins that we take, if you take vitamin C or vitamin B or whatever, think of that like the plant's vitamin. Yeah. So there you go. There's my super long-winded, chatty Q&A repotting. And now we all know what was at the bottom of the pot. And it wasn't nearly as gross as we thought it was. But oh my goodness, did it ever look nasty. All right, guys. Thank you so much for watching. Thank you for liking and commenting. If you haven't subscribed already, go ahead and do so. We do all kinds of fun planty things on this channel, including some silliness, and I do some challenges with my fiance, who is lovely. Yeah. So thank you so much. Have a great day, night, week, month, year, and I will see you guys in the next one. Bye!